It's your boy Vlad, and we're here for the first Vladcast of all time. Today we have a huge range of topics that we're going to talk about. Let me introduce the Vladcast first for you guys. If you don't know, Vladcast is pretty much a show about range of topics from the tech news and video game world. And today we're going to talk about the Quest 3 release. We're going to compare it to the Quest 2 and the Quest Pro. Also, we're going to talk about the PlayStation Portal release. We're going to talk about what it is basically and if you should buy it. Also, we have a huge Epic Games employee layoff, which we're going to discuss. And for the fourth topic, we have the Marvel's Spider-Man 2 release, which actually released today. So, you know what I'm saying? Got the topic ready in one day. And yeah, so I'm here with Keegan.
Hello.
My guest Keegan and Phoenix.
What's up?
So we're kind of from the same school, you know what I'm saying? We kind of know a lot of stuff about video games. So today we're going to inform you guys about everything you should know from the trending topics of video games. Oh, man, cannot talk. Okay, so let's start. So for the first topic, we have the Meta Quest 3 release. It was revealed on the Meta Connect that was released on October 10th. So I actually have a Quest 3. It's over here. We're going to play on it a bit later, try a tech demo that actually Meta provided themselves for it specifically. And so the price of the headset is $500 USD for the 128 gigabyte model and $650 USD for the 512 gigabyte model. So what do you guys think?
I'm just thinking about the fact that, no, I just know when the Quest came out, that being like $500 flat, I was so appalled by the fact that how much it costed, and then my brother got two of them, so we all got the experience of trying to play with the Quest 2, and it's just interesting seeing them go down a tiny bit in price, but then also seeing them just come out with the Quest 2, the same pricing, but and now I'm trying to compare the difference between the Quest Pro and the Quest 3, see what the differences are, and it seems like somehow the Quest Pro actually it does a better job with the tracking, it looks like. Mm-hmm. And I'm kind of curious on seeing how it actually does perform, how that would feel, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so actually quite an interesting fact is that the Quest 2, when it released, was actually $300 for the base model, which was actually raised to $400 recently. I'm pretty sure a year ago, kind of during COVID time, I would say, now it actually dropped in price because the Quest 3 released, and it's pretty much the same price as it was initially. Yeah. So that's for the Quest 2 and the Quest 3. Keegan, do you have any experience talking about playing on the Quests or VR in general?
Well, last year we played on them a little bit in the shop here at the school, and that was my first ever time using a Quest 2. Mm-hmm. I don't own any, or a Quest 3 or anything like that. But I saw you earlier today using your Quest 3, and I think that's fascinating and actually really, really cool how you're able to see around you in all color. Yeah. Compared to the Quest 2, where I believe it was black and white, I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it was always so laggy. You can see in the lens, the graphics would mess up, and they would try to blend them together, but you could see actual chunks of pixels when you had the headset on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I see those also. It looks like there's only three big lenses at the top of it. I mean, well, and then dead in the
cameras?
front of it. Oh, okay. So it's cameras. So I'm assuming it uses both of them, and then the tracking of actually how close things are to it. But so it's such a different design, you know.
Actually, for these cameras, there are two on each side. So there are two cameras on this side, two cameras on that side. And in the middle, we have a depth sensor. So how the depth sensor works is pretty much it tracks how much time it takes to reflect the light on the surface. I found it interesting that actually there were leaks a while ago when before the Quest Pro came out that the Quest Pro was supposed to have the depth sensor, but it was removed. Apparently, this is obviously rumors, but because you were able to see through people's clothes, and they apparently fixed it. Hopefully, on this Quest.
Like,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
How did they do that?
I don't
That's
actually know.
possible?
Actually,
That's-
what is interesting,
What?
when I tried my Quest 3 at home, I noticed that I was able to kind of see through the shades pretty much on the outside. So maybe they kind of nerfed it a bit, you know what I'm saying?
That's-
Remove that feature or something like that, which technically is not a feature that we should have, but you know what I'm saying? That's a thing apparently that was rumored before. Okay.
Oh.
So let's get to the differences between the Quest 2, the Quest Pro, and the Quest 3. So as you can see on the screen, we actually have the launch dates for the headsets. So the Quest 2 was actually launched in 2020, which is 3 years ago. Fascinating.
That's insane.
Yeah. The Quest Pro was released last year at late 2022. I actually bought it myself, and I'm gonna be honest, guys. I would say that the actual difference between the Quest Pro and the Quest 3 is night and day. Although when the Quest Pro released, it costed $1,500. Then it got
That's so much.
yeah,
That
that's
is-
so much. I
God.
actually bought it and then I returned it to the store because it pretty much just felt bad. Like after using it for a bit, there's like a pressure point that stands on your head, or when it stays on your head. It's like over here, and my head just started to hurt, and I couldn't really use it.
So like the padding was like just like too tight. It seemed like kind of thing.
It's
is what
not
it sounds
actually
like?
too tight. It's pretty much that it just stayed on your head. It didn't touch the pretty much face on the
Okay.
bottom. So it was kind of over here that it stayed.
Oh, so it's like all the weight of it was just pushing on your forehead. I see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what is interesting about this is that pretty much every aspect of the Quest 3 was upgraded. So, for example, we can see that the FOV is 110 degrees. Then we have the supported IPD adjustment. If you guys don't know what that is, it's pretty much how much you can move the lenses. So, for example, if you have like bigger span of eyes, you can adjust it to your pretty much eyes. So,
Oh, really?
yeah. And in here, this wasn't actually on the Quest Pro or on the Quest 2. We actually have this. It's kind of like what is this called? Do you know?
I mean, it's like a dial. It
Yeah,
looks like
it's,
you can turn
it's
it.
a
right?
dial which you can turn, and it actually adjusts it pretty much by millimeters. While on the Quest 2, you had to adjust it like manually.
Yeah, and it sounded like it was like clicking.
Yeah.
I always got so skilled whenever I had to like change them. It's like, I was like, oh.
Mm-hmm.
I always had to like jump back and be skilled of what's going on.
Okay, so for the actual display type, we have actually what is interesting about this is that for the Quest 2, we had one single LCD panel. So for the actual the two lenses, it was only one panel, and it actually cut off some of the pixels in between because the lenses obviously have some space in between. So we didn't get actually the resolution that it said. So the pixels per eye for the Quest 2 were 1680 by 1870. For the Quest Pro, it was 1800 by 1920. And for the Quest 3, it's 2064 by 2208, which is a huge improvement. Actually, you can clearly see the difference in games when you try it. Now we can see that the actual refresh rate for the Quest 2 was 120 hertz. For the Quest Pro, it was 90 hertz. That's something interesting to see because if you know anything about the headsets, is that when you are in there, man, when you're playing, for example, Beat Saber, any VR game, you can clearly see the difference between like 90 hertz, 120 hertz. It's like night and day. And for the Quest 3, we actually have 120 hertz back again. And I think that's because we actually have, for the Quest Pro, we have a dual quad LCD, which I'm not sure what it is, but that's a different display type. So, you know what I'm saying? For actually the Quest 3, we have two separate displays on both ends, so it doesn't cut off those pixels that would get cut off on the Quest 2. And actually, for the chip, we had the Snapdragon XR Gen 1, which is for the Quest 2, XR2 Gen 1, sorry. And for the Quest Pro, we had Snapdragon XR2 Plus Gen 1, which actually wasn't much of a difference from XR2 Gen 1 to note. And for the Quest 3, we have Snapdragon XR2 Gen 2, which is a huge improvement over the previous two because, for example, it's twice as much GPU power as the Quest 2. So you can, like, it's actually insane because the headset is 40% slimmer. I'm gonna be honest, it feels like it's 2 times slimmer, although the weight is practically the same. But since it's slimmer, you can, when it's on your face, you can actually, kind of feel that it's better. I always refer to a Quest 2 as a brick strapped to your face, and this is kind of half of a brick strapped to your face, and it's much more comfortable. Because it just feels better, more solid, and yeah. Okay, so for the RAM, we have 6 gigabytes on the Quest 2, 12 gigabytes on the Quest Pro, and 8 gigabytes on the Quest 3. So less RAM on the Quest 3, but that would be expected because the Quest Pro costs $1,000 right now, while the Quest 2 or Quest 3 costs $500. And the Quest 2 in comparison costs $300 now. Okay, let's go next. So the 6 gigahertz Wi-Fi is actually supported on the Quest Pro and the Quest 3, while it's not supported on the Quest 2. The pass-through is the main selling point that Meta advertises on their headset because actually the color pass-through wasn't a thing on the Quest 2. There was only gray low-resolution pass-through, and you could see stuff through it, but it was very pixelated. It was pretty bad, and it got improved with the Quest Pro. Although, as a Quest Pro user, I'm gonna tell you guys that it was still pretty bad because it only had one color camera, and when you moved fast, you could actually see the gray bits because it wouldn't process fast enough. And that's I'm gonna be honest, that's kind of unaccepted for such a high quality device. But what I'm suspecting is that the Quest Pro was actually meant to be a test unit for developers and some of the VR enthusiasts before the Quest 3 came out, because you can see that the span between the actual Quest Pro and Quest 3 was only 1 year, while the Quest 2 and the Quest Pro span was 2 years.
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually just so. What I am actually like wicked interested in is the fact that so the Quest 2, you can see that it's missing a lot of the points, like the depth adjust, the local dimming, the gigahertz Wi-Fi, depth sensing, eye tracking, face tracking, all that stuff. The Quest 2 never actually had it, and I think it makes a lot more sense because whenever I tried to use it, like each one of those points, like that's why I had my issues, honestly, and I always tried to get contact with like the file sharing and stuff like that to see if I could add any of the mod packs or anything those cool designs they have on Beat Saber you see people doing all the time. And I think it was a lot more difficult to do with that low storage, like the 128 gigabytes. I think that there's just not a lot to work with inside of it, but I'm also kind of just interested in the fact that with the more storage on the device and all of these new things they're adding into the Quest Pro, you can do a lot more experimenting and a lot more of adjusting, I'd say. But the Quest 3, it looks like it's missing some of the points that the Quest Pro had.
Actually, yeah.
And I think they're preparing for something. I think there's going to be a Quest Pro Generation 2.
Yeah, So apparently there were actually, I'm not sure if it was leaks or it was actual news, but apparently Quest, so Quest Pro was technically a failure in the eyes of the meta because it didn't sell as well, but that was kind of expected with the backlash of the price. But but we actually have some news that with the release of Apple Vision Pro, if you guys know, it's going to cost insane $3,500 for that. And since Meta actually saw the potential in that, since like everything really Apple touches just becomes a trend, and LG actually partnered up with Meta and now are working on potentially Quest Pro 2. And It's kind of interesting to see that, for example, yeah, we don't have, as Phoenix said, we don't have eye tracking. We don't have face tracking on the actual headset.
And why not? Like, why? Like, I want to know why they couldn't have that. You know, like I feel like that's such a big staple when it comes to virtual reality, and especially if you want to do like AR. Like, I think Apple, with how they were trying to make it so you could see the eyes through the lens, it's trying to make it seem like the person is very immersed in what they're doing, but they're also inside real life. You know, that's why they were trying to make it so apparent that you're in both places at once. The thing is, it's just when you miss those points, like the eye tracking, the face tracking, if you don't have those, how does it seem like you're going to be able to easily relay the two, right, between what you can see and what you can't see? You know, especially like I think Apple is trying to make sure it has those things that this is going to be missing.
Yeah.
You know?
And as Phoenix has said, why don't the Quest 3 have the actual eye tracking and face tracking? And the answer is actually pretty simple. It's because of the price. The actual sensors for eye tracking and face tracking are probably one of, if not the actual most demanding price parts, as well as software-wise, because of how much you actually have to develop the actual technology. So I'm thinking as time goes, we're going to get those things implemented into the headsets. It's going to get cheaper because technology gets cheaper over time. We can see that with the Quest 2 as it fell down in price. And Also, a good key point to actually talk about is the controllers, because now we actually have much better controllers. They don't have a ring on them. So if you have ever seen Quest 2 controllers, they have a huge ring on them, which is used for the tracking of the actual controllers. And these don't have those rings. They actually have so there are certain lights. I forgot what they're called. It's the same light that is used for like Face ID and whatnot in the iPhones. I'm pretty sure not
no idea.
IV light, something like that. But yeah, infrared. So there are, I'm pretty sure, 6 different places where this controller has the actual lights, and it's detected by the cameras on the headset itself. And what is interesting, that even though there are no rings attached on the controllers, there have been reports that I've heard which suggested that the actual issues with the Quest 2 controllers were fixed on the Quest 3 controllers. Because, for example, if you used the Quest 2 controllers and you put them side by side like this, you were actually blocking off the back ring, so it wasn't able to track that. Now it's tracking it, and there's actually improved AI tracking in these, and even in games intense such as Beat Saber, where you have to constantly move, you still have that technology. AI is improving, and apparently it's much better than the Quest 2, even though it's smaller and lighter. It's actually lighter, way lighter than the Quest 2 controllers. It still uses batteries, though, which isn't bad because Quest Pro actually utilized charging. So you had a separate charging station, and those controllers costed like $300 or $400 themselves. I used them, and I'm gonna say that these are much lighter. They're much better because the Quest Pro controllers, they actually died in approximately 10 hours. of pretty much just use time.
Yeah,
These
that's not bad.
controllers, yeah, with batteries, they last, I'm gonna be honest, couple weeks, if not months.
Wow. And is
Yeah.
that like using it like every day? That's
Yeah,
insane. Wow.
pretty much. Like I use. It depends on the batteries because I use some cheap Walmart ones and they expire in like 2 weeks. They were gone. But like Duracell good batteries, they go ahead. I never changed them for like a month or two, and that's with constant use. As you guys may know, I make content pretty much every day, and yeah, with constant use, it was still going.
You know, I'm interested because there's so much improvements they're doing. I want to see the new like graphics generation when you can actually like see just so much more. Like I feel like most of the VR games we see now, like some of them are like decently okay quality, but I feel like I could see half this stuff on a computer rendered back in like 2015. You know, I feel like a lot of it just it looks low quality, and I know it takes a bunch of power to
Yeah.
try and like go under these maps and all that kind of stuff. But I'm interested to see like when we improve all this stuff inside the Pro, is it possible we can make a higher quality game that we can make for this? You know, that's what I'm interested to see what's going to come out and how high quality it's going to be. You
That's actually a good point because since there's twice more GPU power on the Quest 3, we can see the improvements in technology. It's 2 times slimmer. Recently, actually, Apple has announced their iPhone 15 Pro and Pro Max. If you guys have seen, actually bought one, but pretty much, uh, it actually is going to have games such as Resident Evil. I'm
On
pretty
the
sure.
phone?
Yeah, Resident
What?
Evil 4, and I'm pretty sure Resident Evil, I think 8. Yeah, 8. And it's going to run like pretty much on the phone itself. It's not going to be streamed from anywhere. Plus, there's a release of Assassin's Creed Mirage on iPhone 15 Pro, and I'm kind of excited about that, seeing how the actual technology improves. Because recently we have seen Steam Decks, we have seen a bunch of different handheld devices, which have a lot of GPU, CPU power that is being utilized.
I have the most power I could ever want while on the toilet. This is awesome.
Yeah.
I can sit down and play the highest quality game, dude. Mobile gaming is taking the biggest leap that we have ever seen it.
But that Resident Evil stuff, it's got to have lower quality. On the
Actually,
phone, I mean.
Actually, I'm pretty sure it doesn't. I'm pretty
Really?
sure it has, yeah, it's still good quality. It actually has ray tracing from what I've
Wow.
heard.
On the phone.
Yeah, on the phone. Although some people said that it's going to run as hot as like a, I don't even know, man, a fireplace or something like that.
I wish there was a way we could like add improvements to the phone, or at least like plug something in to like make it run better, you know. But there's no. It's even smaller than a micro computer. You just can't do anything, you know.
Well,
But like, if you can somehow do this, like if you can run those games, like that's gonna be kind of cool, honestly. You know, just be able
Yeah.
to sit down and because I keep on thinking about like the Steam Deck and stuff like that. Well, like if you want to play high quality games, you gotta plug it into a different computer or like. When they came out with the Vive, I think it was. This was a
Yeah.
long time ago, but it was when they first were coming out with the VR headsets. You had to plug the Vive into the actual computer itself. You have to have a bunch of cables going, and it had to have all that stuff to get it to go. But if you have all inside the phone, you know, like there's
Yeah.
not that much space to do all that.
and it's
you know,
it's not even actively cooled. It's passively cooled. Although,
Wow.
like for a phone, that's kind of crazy. I'm gonna be honest. But actually, the Quest 3 and the Quest 2 have their own cooling. It's pretty much this thin line over here. It has fan which displaces the heat through it. Although I would say the Quest 3 kind of feels a bit more hot, and although it's not like extremely hot, it's like just warmer. You know what I'm saying?
I think that also goes with the size. You know, I think when you have a smaller amount of space to heat up, it's going to heat up faster.
And
there's
you'll
less
probably feel the
volume.
heat faster because, you know, the Quest 2 is a lot bigger.
How thin it is, you know.
Yeah, and the Quest 3 is a lot slimmer, so you might
Oh, yeah.
feel the heat quicker.
So
course.
maybe even the fan is smaller too, potentially, because you know there's less space and the less it can get less air out and whatnot. So that's kind of. Oh, actually, what I've heard is that most of the heat actually displaces through the plastic in front. It's like like very thin, and it displaces through it, and it still does fine.
Wow.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting fact about that. Yeah, as the paper we have here says that GPU power is twice faster than the Quest 2. A lot of games are getting graphical updates with real-time shadows and more detail, such as Red Matter 2. I actually bought that game. The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners, which is getting an update later, and a bunch of different games. And actually, what's interesting is that even without updates, games look better because the resolution itself is utilized by default. So if you go into the game, it looks much sharper, much cleaner. The menus look cleaner. Everything looks just better on the headset. And people were debating, yo, Vlad, should you buy the Quest 2 or the Quest 3? Or even if is the Quest 3 worth purchase right now? I would personally say yes, actually, because the next generation of the headsets is probably going to be in the next 3 years, because we can see that the span between the release date of the Quest 2 and the Quest 3 was 3 years. So I'm expecting the next headset to be released, or Quest 4 released in 3 years. Although there are leaks of Quest Lite coming out fairly soon. From what I've heard, it probably won't feature actually any mixed reality or any cameras. It's going to be cheaper, and it's going to be pure VR. And
So, well, okay, so I was just thinking, I mean, so they still released the Quest Pro in between the two. So I was thinking, like, I personally wouldn't go and buy a Quest 3 because I already have a Quest 2. Like, I can already play the games I want. And honestly, I totally do believe that the Quest 3 is going to be a lot higher quality and all that kind of stuff. But seeing the fact that it's still missing some of the some of the requirements that the Quest Pro reached, right? Because it's still missing it, and I can still expect them to come out with something new that's going to meet all of those standards. I think I want to wait until they come out with whatever next comes that has all that stuff, so I can get the top tier. You know, I feel like, for example, like I look at iPhones, and I can section them out with like times and the quality of them, and you can see like generational, like how they change. I want to wait until they come out with the next gen for the Pro, and then I would get that one to see the difference. You know,
the Pro
to really
is gonna
get
be
fully immersed.
the Pro is probably gonna be though expensive. So
Oh yeah, no, totally. Especially with the if it has all the stuff that it's going to say it would, right? Like with how if it's going to be able to compete with whatever Apple's coming out with, I think it's going to have to be somewhere near the price of Apple or less. They probably
I think
will go
less because
less for quality.
Yeah.
To get the more income.
and
you
to
know,
compete with Apple really, because like who would buy a more expensive version of the Apple headset if it's like by metal?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of trend we have seen recently. They kind of try to tend to put the headsets cheaper on a cheaper side, because I feel like they kind of learned with the Quest Pro, because the Quest Pro had a lot of stock that it didn't sell, which they expected to sell, and now we can actually see that they kind of reflected on that price, dropped it down to $500, which I think is a good price for like this headset. So like I feel like, yeah, I understand that like if you have a Quest 2, for now all of the games that you had on the Quest 2 are playable on the Quest 3 are playable on the Quest 2, and I've heard that all of the games until the end of 2023 are going to be playable also on the Quest 2. But that means that after that they're going to release exclusives and stuff like that. So you get like kind of waved into purchasing the Quest 3 over time, and I feel like it's much better investment to buy it right away. You know what I'm saying? To get it because you're going to get much more time and value off of that. But it depends on the person. You know, many people just don't have the money to buy that, so I understand it.
Yeah.
And we actually have a ton of games being released on the Quest 3 and 2. So we have Assassin's Creed Nexus released on actually this month, I'm pretty sure, October 30th. Pretty much it's a kind of spin-off of Assassin's Creed. You're going to be playing in 3 different eras. I'm pretty sure it's Assassin's Creed 2, Assassin's Creed 3, and another one. And actually, from all of the reviews, I watched a ton of reviews on the game by it was I think IGN and the others, and. It seems pretty good. You're going to be able to parkour and everything. It's going to be kind of open map, which is actually huge for the Quest because usually they're kind of more straight off games that you play and whatnot.
Wait, so is that you said the Ezio trilogy, the first three Assassin's Creed games are going to be able to like unveil?
So it's going to be kind of a spin-off of that. It's going to be a
Okay.
spin-off of the second one, the third one with America, if you
I'm
remember.
interested in how they do that because, the first three games are all based off of Ezio and his lifespan and then his generations, like how he grew up kind of thing.
Yeah.
And honestly, I loved those games so much that I have so much nostalgia playing those
Yeah, yeah.
games. I'm really interested in how they're going to really do, how they're going to like remake that,
Yeah.
and how it's going to work with like the physics, It's interesting,
And yeah, so I think we can go right into. I wanted to showcase a tech demo of actually the Quest 3, how it performs, how it can scan stuff using its depth sensor. And pretty much, yeah, let's start. I'm going to cast from my Quest 3. And you guys are going to be able to see it. And yeah, so let me get on it.
This is the fun part because he can't see anything we do, so we could just kind of mess with him. Actually, no, he can see
Well, no,
us.
he can see
I
us,
can
yeah.
see
He
you.
can see us.
In full color.
But I don't know.
Like, cast to a computer.
I feel like it'd be so easy to prank someone. Like, what if I just like put tiny little stickers on top of the cameras? What would you do?
I wouldn't be able to see that. I'm gonna be
Okay.
honest. Okay, so now we're waiting until it syncs over here. I'm actually going to probably stand up.
Oh, there he is.
They're actually
And look at
full
the
screen
quality
options,
of that,
and in
too.
settings, you can actually select
And see, that's what I was seeing earlier when Vlad was
the
using
white
it
screen
earlier.
and the settings.
Like that looks
Okay.
so clean.
Okay, so you guys can see that it's, huh?
Yeah, I can hear him. It's picking up on his mic. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
Kind of
actually,
echoing.
we can go. Oh, it's on the TV. It's picking up on the TV. This is kind of a display of the. You can actually use it with color pass-through. I've seen some people doing like chores and stuff. It doesn't lower. I'm done with this. Whatever. I'm just gonna go further.
I was interested in how he was going to get this one to walk out.
Okay. So let's try tech demo. Not this game. So we can actually double tap on the side and go into the virtual world. Like this. Create a new
Oh, wow.
boundary.
Maybe we could hook up a microphone to his headset, and then we can mute
Continue.
this one, so it just picks up just
Confirm.
him. I don't know how any of this stuff works, though.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Okay.
This is a completely new
So
place.
you can see, we can go ahead and join a game from here. First encounters. That's kind of a tech demo for the Quest 3, which showcases its full potential. Okay, set your space. So this is the most interesting part. We can create a new room and start scanning stuff.
Yeah, he did this earlier. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, so you go around the
Oh,
room,
wow.
you scan everything, scans with the depth sensor. It's
Dude,
actually
is
pretty
it going
good.
to figure out like a
It gets
poly
everything, yeah.
version of myself?
Oh yeah, it'll even scan people.
Yeah, it can scan you guys.
See?
So what if I move though, like after?
Well, if you get up and walk around.
Yeah, it will stay.
If you get up,
Although,
if you get up and move
it'll
around, you
move
have to
too,
Get
I'm
it
pretty sure.
resynced.
Yeah.
okay, let's try here.
So you want nothing that's going to move inside the room that you are in. When you
Technically,
scan it
yeah.
like this. I'm
That's the
surprised how
best
well it works.
part, but sometimes it doesn't work out like that. So we can
Well, I
get
feel like
everything.
there's a lot of things inside this room that are
Yeah,
going
and it
to be in
scans
the way.
everything.
Like I wouldn't play a VR game unless I'm over inside that corner over there, you know?
Yeah.
I totally hit something and then cost like 2,000.
I'm pretty sure with
you
the
know?
Quest 2, if I'm not wrong, you took the control and you draw, or you at least drew like a circle around you, and that was your space.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because if you get too close, like a red wall, I think would pop up. Or
I bet
something.
that still happens in this. It looked like it was something like this, but I've never seen it just be able to recognize the entire room itself.
All right, it's really
Yeah.
fascinating.
So
I saw
now
him do it earlier.
I scanned the whole room. So now every object is pretty much scanned. Adjust walls, I don't need that. We can continue. You can see that it has pretty much every object scanned. Even the chair. Complete, and we can start the game, the tech demo. Okay.
So have you done the tech demo yet, Vlad?
Actually, I've showed it to my brother and my parents, but I'm pretty sure I didn't do it myself before.
Do you always get to? No, it's going to put you into the actual like VR once you try to play a game, is it not? Like you can't partially see into what's happening outside of you. Right?
Some games you can.
Oh, yeah, he was
Some
playing
games actually received updates.
He was playing table tennis earlier, and it took a
Yo.
table actually in front of
Yo.
us.
Someone fell.
Someone fell.
Yo,
Oh my god!
the roof is
the ceiling's
breaking.
falling apart. Wait.
That's the physics.
It's even falling on the
It-
table
it-
and
it-
everything. That is so cool.
I do like the fact that it was recognized with the
Yo,
TV.
yo, yo.
Right.
What is this? Spaceship?
It's gonna land on me.
Oh my god.
It's landing on you, Keegan. Ooh, landing on the
It's so
table.
Cool. It landed on the table and everything. I love how it goes with the objects in the room.
Holy shit. Yeah.
Because of how we mapped it.
Oh no, what is coming out of there? Ooh,
What is that?
I think it's a
Little ray gun or something.
yeah, something like a ray gun. I can see through
Oh
walls.
wow.
Yeah, look at that. It shows. Like if he aims it at a wall, he sees like a background.
Do you get to like paint with that, or is it just like
Yo, someone's behind you guys.
what is that?
Oh no.
See the moon up there?
Ooh, get out of here.
So you have to
Get out of
shoot
here,
it?
Brian.
I think you gotta
Oh,
be
nah.
further back to be able to
He's
see
kicking
it.
through. Ooh, over there.
Right above my head.
So you can see well the it doesn't recognize
Oh,
the lower
he fell
part
through.
of the
Going through
wall,
me.
it's like.
Yo, he's good in the room.
Is it just a ball?
Get out of here, Brian. I guess we. Oh, they're breaking the room.
So you
Yeah,
have
they're
to watch
breaking
it.
their-
What if it'll break
You have
us?
to catch him.
Wow, this is cool though.
Bro.
No, I'm thinking about the game they released with Five Nights at Freddy's on the phone. Imagine that, well, it's something like this. Doorways just pop up on the walls, and then you have
Oh, yeah, the
animatronics
AR
chasing
game.
after you.
I've seen that. They actually have Help 1 and 2 coming out on the
Oh, that's
Quest
cool.
and the VR headsets. The Help 1 and 1 was like a VR version of FNAF.
Well, especially if they get it to like hook up phones to the VR headset.
That is so wacky how it's breaking the room open.
Yo, I get that to your head,
No,
bro.
Oh yeah, it broke my
You
head.
get you have a head missing.
Oh no. That is so
Oh.
cool.
I had no idea what the game was he was
Yeah.
going to be playing, but like
Oh no,
this looks like a lot.
they're going on walls.
Yeah, if Vlad shoots the walls too, it actually breaks the walls, I think when he shoots
It
it.
looks like it
Oh
did.
yeah. Oh no.
He's just
I cannot
showing
shoot the wall.
I'm gone. Hey, my head.
Yo, you guys are gone.
The table's still
Who's
there.
under
He's
the
shooting
table?
Hold on.
So is that counting how many of them he shooted? He just shot?
I'm not really sure.
So I shoot them, they go into a spaceship. So they break the walls, I'm pretty sure.
There's a ton of them.
Yo, behind the chair, bro.
You guys can't see what Vlad looks like going behind the
Oh yeah,
like this.
yeah,
Oh,
he looks pretty funny walking around.
I know. He's doing
Oh,
actually
nah.
pretty decent though.
Ooh, I can shoot them from here. Early.
Yep, me and Phoenix's heads are gone. Vlad got our
I'm
heads
supposed to
off.
shoot like behind the objects, or like go around the objects.
Yeah, no, like I
They
said,
go
I think it's
around
cool
them.
that recognizes like
Yo.
tables and stuff like that, you know?
Oh, something happened.
No, but
Oh, no, yeah, no.
Oh no,
he's
part of the
still
TV
doing
is
Vlad, yeah.
missing.
That's what Vlad looks like.
I'm actually pretty good at this.
I think you've been practicing. You
like
get lied
Call
to
of Duty
Vlad.
Nah,
zombies,
nah.
but
First
all
time.
behind you. They gotta make a function so you can like barricade the walls, make new ones.
So this is the demo, wow.
Pretty sure it goes until like the wall breaks.
Until there's like so many balls, you can't do anything.
Yeah, I don't. Wow.
I love
no.
how it's like
Oh, yeah,
not
that blew up
breaking
or
the
something.
furniture around the room. It's only creating holes in walls and the ceiling.
Yeah, they do actually nice shit up, you know?
Yeah.
If you check it, I'm cheating a bit because I let I think my brother play it or something before. but I never played it.
I was gonna say, like, when he had it getting set up, I thought that was a part of the actual, like, headset, like setting up the boundaries and stuff like that. I didn't know this was the game itself.
Yeah, although what I noticed is that sometimes it doesn't keep the boundary. You have to reset. So maybe that'll get fixed with the software update. There's so many of them.
I will say, it's doing a wicked good job of being in live time, though.
Yeah, it's running really good, like with no lag or nothing.
Yeah, there's no lag inside the headset. Oh no.
Like, oh, it's getting red.
Streaming it seems good. I'm not sure how this looks like to like the viewers, but from here, look.
From the TVs,
Oh,
it
the
looks
one in
good.
the
I
cabinet or
think it's
something.
fiber optic that's doing it.
You got this, Vlad.
That's what I'm saying.
I was gonna say, thank you. He's coming back.
Yo, it's in the
Come on,
cabinet.
let's hit it.
Oh no. I definitely look so goofy playing this. Oh no, you guys don't have your heads.
You shot.
Yeah, no.
You shot. All that.
Oh, flew away.
That's,
the room
that's
is
cool,
missing.
though. Dude, they could use that in so many ways. Like, you could just make them into, like... Imagine you just
Ooh.
make them inside
It's on the
this
table.
environment just that's being invaded constantly. You know, that's interesting, you know? Like,
It's like
I'd want to play like
floating
that.
on the table.
Yeah. Oh, it shows the scores. 144.
So is that
Up
144 of them
223.
killed?
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's how many I got.
Cool.
Combos 13. So this is like a free tech demo. It's completely free. Goes with the headset. So
See, that's the boundary wall that you were just talking about. That the other
and then when I'm in a virtual environment, I can tap on my side 2 times. It goes into
Oh,
AR.
that's cool.
And that's way
And also-
too.
You can actually use your hands sometimes. Yeah, you can see it tracks
Oh,
the
that is
hands.
so cool.
The Quest,
Did the Quest 2
Pro
have
has
that?
the Quest 2 had the idea of it. You could test things with the Quest 2,
Mm-hmm.
and what you have to like point your hand into like an actual like arrow when you wanted to like touch things,
okay.
and it didn't work terribly. But the Quest
Doesn't
Pro,
work right now.
I'm pretty
Oh,
sure the
it works.
Quest Pro took a lot of the experimental stuff that the Quest 2 was doing,
So a
and then
bunch
they
of
were able to
games.
put that into the Quest Pro. But it looks like they took it back out for the Quest 3.
So I mean,
But
you
it
can
looks like
wear-
it's interesting seeing him just
place it on a
carry
wall.
stuff and move it,
Walk around,
you know?
still on the wall.
so I mean, like, if say you know how I don't have any quests at all,
Mhm.
would it be best to get the Quest 3 over the other ones? I mean, of course the Quest 2, but I mean, would the Pro really be worth it?
So going off what Vlad was saying for the first one, it'd be a good one to get. But I was thinking I would want to wait until the Quest Pro Gen 2 comes out.
Do you think that'll be actually better than the 3?
I'd say if it has all the qualities that the first Quest Pro had, if it had like the Quest Pro 2, well, no, the Quest Pro, if it has all the same requirements that it does, and then it has all the bonus stuff that the Quest 3 has, in that case, I think it'd be a good investment. It depends on what it has when it does get released.
What do you
know?
think, Vlad? If I should wait to get a Quest, or if I should get the 3 now?
I'm gonna be honest. You shouldn't wait for the Pro version. The Pro version is
Pro 2.
usually, for
That's gonna be expensive.
yeah, it's
That
gonna
is
be
the-
expensive.
Oh, I
and
bet.
it's,
You think it'll be more than the Quest Pro?
Oh yeah. It's probably gonna be like a
same price, I feel like, but it's gonna be so. The Quest Pro was originally targeted for the actual. The use case of work environment. So it was targeted towards the workers and everything. And I'm feeling like it will be.
because the Metaverse. That's what it was. The Metaverse came out, and that would make sense.
And they actually released an application which you can, for example, if you have a MacBook, you can go ahead and actually cast one screen, which is going to be casted from your MacBook, and add multiple screens on the side, so you can work better, faster. But the Quest Pro wasn't. I'm gonna be honest, it wasn't worth the price, considering how much we actually got in the Quest 3 for the price.
How do you think those connections would work? Like, do you think they'd actually be like backwards compatible, using like a Mac product with a Quest? Because it's like because Meta owns so many different things. I feel like they might focus on using like Google Pixel and stuff like that to be backwards compatible, well as Apple would be going with all the Mac devices you can pull up and do that kind of stuff with. You know, I feel like they're going to limit the accessibility. You know.
I don't think they're gonna limit the accessibility because we already got the support for Macs.
Unless it works like you know how you can like cast your screen to like an Apple TV. I wonder if it's going to work like that, where you can just cast it to the headset. You know, I think that it's definitely going to be useful. You know, like I wish I could just cast it to my headset and just walk to the other side of the room, use the same stuff. That'd be so useful. You know,
What is interesting
it's like remote desktop,
is
but constantly. It's like
that what I have seen is that right now when I was trying to cast, I've seen that you can cast your screen to actually a Chromecast. So
okay.
yeah. But for example, it works with MacBooks. You can there are different software that do the same pretty much, but they're third party mainly, and you can get multiple screens. You can work, and they actually work as like separate screens, like normal, like computer screens, and you can put stuff on them. And also, I just feel like I mean it's gonna be a huge wild ride for the future of VR because we have so much stuff coming up. Apple Vision Pro is coming out the early 2024. I'm probably gonna buy it and return it because it's $3,500.
I feel like they've made there's so many games in the world altogether that there's not a lot that people can just do and have it come out amazing and have it sell amazing. So that being said, whatever they do come out with, I am wicked interested in how they're going to present it and what they're going to make it like compatible with. You know?
Yeah.
Like I feel like any of the games they can make now, like if they're making it for a console. Right, if they're going to make it for VR on top of it, it's going to be so insane. Especially like playing, like imagine playing on the computer with someone who's playing on VR. You know, it's going to be so different.
That's a thing
you know?
in the Roblox.
It is a thing.
So
in Roblox.
yeah,
I've
you
seen
can
that.
play with people who are on the computer, and they can play with people who are like on VR and whatnot.
Yeah, I think
Roblox
we
has
actually did that
VR?
in shop too.
Huh?
Roblox has VR.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
And
Didn't know
they
that.
released it previously. It wasn't on the Quest 2 or Quest 3. Now it's actually on the Quest 2 and Quest 3.
It's funny that the one game that you are able to do that in VR, the person who has the VR on it, they're like these massive characters, and they can just pick up the people who are on the computers. It's like they're gods. It's like, it's cool.
Yeah, and I think the next huge game is going to be the new Assassin's Creed, which is coming out.
Especially if it comes out with the same kind of quality that the first ones came out with. Like, if they have the same kind of quality the actual games do, like, honestly, it's going to be cool, you know?
Yeah.
And actually, we have Asgard's Wrath 2 coming out, which was pre-ordered with the actual Quest 3. And what is interesting about that game is that the first part was a huge success, apparently, and the second part, or the first part, was actually 100 gigabytes, and it was on computer.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a full game. The second part is Quest 3 standalone and Quest 2, and it's going to be 60 hours, I'm pretty sure.
I think that's the
Full
one
game
con.
length.
The one con I had about the Quest 2, I think we got two headsets that were both like 256 gigabytes each. And honestly, like the Quest games used to be small, but if you want to be able to have them be like good rendering, and you want to be able to see a lot of stuff, they're going to start taking up a lot of space. And these things are going to need a lot more storage than they have now, you know? Like, it's like the same thing with phones. You realize, like, they're coming out with phones with a 1 to 2 terabytes each.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's a lot of storage for someone with a phone. How many photos can take up that much space? But I think with the VR, there's a lot more to hold, you know? There's a lot more space to fill. Well, it's like phones, you don't need that storage.
Although-
You will need it.
As we talked about, phones are getting new video games. Resident Evil.
so
That's
insane to
crazy
think
how
about.
that's gonna work. Cause like,
That's
how
so
can you
like-
just put Resident Evil 4
How am I
and
going
Resident
to
Evil 8
store
on
64
VR?
gigabyte
Yeah, the
game
remake.
on my phone?
Yeah,
There's-
because these are the remakes.
Mhm.
So I mean, they're way better quality than when they first came out, and
Yeah.
you're just gonna put it onto a phone.
And they already had
With all
like
the-
Call
they're
of
just
Duty
small
Mobile.
screens.
Call of Duty Mobile took like at least like 20 gigabytes worth of storage on it.
Yeah, but I mean,
And you
it
see
didn't
like
look
it
like
taking
a
up to
crazy
60
game.
gigabytes on consoles, you know?
Mhm.
But it doesn't look like any of the modern
No,
Yeah.
not at
CODs.
all.
That's the thing.
But if
I
they're going,
played it when it first
if
came
they're
out.
coming out with these phones that can handle like Resident Evil, it's going to start coming out with that kind of quality too. So it's going to, like I said, mobile gaming is going to take off, and it's
Yeah.
insane. I'm not really a big person to support mobile gaming. You know, I think it's kind of just a scam for people who don't want to buy computers and consoles.
Although,
But it is becoming so much bigger. You know, there's so many more games. There's so much
Mobile
more
gaming?
accessibility at this point. You
Yeah.
know,
Plus, let's be honest, everybody
insane.
has a phone. Not everybody has a
Exactly.
computer.
it's a lot easier to get them too. Just get them shipped to your house. It's nothing. It's a lot less dangerous. It's
But,
slim. It's in
so-
your pocket.
if you guys remember Fall Guys, it's a game that was originally huge.
Oh, yeah.
And then
Like a one-hit wonder.
after time, what took off with the same idea, same concept, and is now bigger than Fall Guys, Stumble Guys, and that's because. Yeah, literally. That's because
Forgot
it's
about
on
that game.
mobile. Fall Guys wasn't released on mobile, and actually, Stumble Guys. I've read comments. Many people said that, for example, in Asian countries, in like more of a lower class countries, people only play on phones, and that's why it's such a huge market. It's such a huge, ad
Yeah.
space to fill up. And now, what I'm saying, we get the huge technology.
That does
um,
make more sense though, because you don't think about the idea of how many more people there are and what those other people don't have or could even get. You know, like we have so much easier transport. Like we have so much more stuff shipped to America, so we can make these products for us. The other countries don't have that. They don't have the money to be
Yeah.
getting that stuff shipped to them. So. I guess like the phones are the easiest thing for them to work with, and honestly, like
Yeah.
it makes a lot more sense thinking just that many people, that many devices, you know?
Yeah, and for example, like China, they produce stuff for other countries, and they always work, cheap labor for other countries, but they don't earn crap. I'm gonna be honest.
Oh, yeah.
And everyone knows that really, and that's why people kind of don't have money, and that's why the
I wanna
mobile market
see-
is huge.
I want to see, you know how they have like Wish, where you can buy like these products for wicked cheap and it's the low quality version from China. I want to know what these kind of like the VR headsets are going to look like when
From
those
them?
are just cheap versions of the counterparts, you know?
I don't think we got to that yet, but maybe in the future.
Not
like
yet, no,
after
totally.
like Apple gets into it, after Apple gets into anything, really all the companies just go with the flow. And we could have seen that with like AirPods, pretty much every.
You gotta
really
wait
big
for the
thing.
hype to die down. The hype to die down, the prices to die down. When you get amazing deals, that's when you start seeing the cheaper versions of them being made, you know?
Okay, so let's get into the next topic,
We
which
should
is
do that.
actually
We should.
about it's pretty much a console called PlayStation Portal. And if you guys are not familiar with it, it's going to be released on November 15th of 2023. Pretty much, if you guys didn't previously know, the PlayStation Portal is going to be a device which you're going to be able to stream. Yeah, let's go fast through the topic. So pretty much, you're going to be able to stream from your PS5 to the PlayStation Portal device, and you cannot use it with any cloud streaming, with anything else. I mean, I don't really know about this product. I'm gonna be honest.
The new PlayStation that you can use it on your phone. Honestly, so they've already started coming out with like the apps. They have the Xbox app where you can stream from your
Yeah.
phone and you can see it and you can use the controller.
There's-
But you need to be close to the Xbox to be able to use the Xbox controller and have it work well. And I don't think it's going to work as well as they think it's going to. I don't think it's going to be
well,
as big of a selling
This
point.
is pretty much a device, a separate device. There's already a thing you can use to stream games from your PS4 and PS5. It's pretty much
Yeah.
an app on the phone. You can connect your controller to a phone and play anywhere really in the world.
Because
Um,
why make an extra device when we have the phones? If
Yeah.
you're making phones that can handle this stuff, handle these graphics, why not just use the phone?
True.
I would.
And so pretty much it's going to be 8-inch LCD screen capable of 1080p at 60 FPS. It's going to cost $200.
Only 60 FPS,
So
though.
that's almost like half of an actual PS5, nearly. I mean,
That's a lot of money for some quality that isn't the best quality.
Act-
60 FPS isn't
Yeah.
going. That's not going to be able to last too well in high quality games. Like I feel like if I tried playing Fortnite on that, I'm gonna start lagging out. I feel like.
yeah.
And like
Also-
that's what you're gonna. That's what people want. Like they want to be able to take their phones. They want to go somewhere and play these intense games, and they want to be able to play them at the same quality they were able to play them at home. And if you can't do that, then
Yeah, for games like Fortnite,
worth
it's
it?
actually huge because although I would say
I was saying you don't want to pause the game. So,
Yeah.
for example, like you're in the middle of a game and you want to be able to take your device, turn it on, hook it up, pair it, go upstairs, do whatever you have to do in a different location, and continue playing your game.
from my perspective, though, the worst part about this device is that it only works with Wi-Fi. It doesn't work with any cellular
and if-
data.
If you're on the road, I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
what, you gonna bring your router in your car
I
with you?
didn't think
Like,
about
really?
the cellular data of it. Yeah, no.
Mhm.
You can't use it if
Yeah.
you're going somewhere. Yeah.
Also,
Trying to set that up in a hotel Wi-Fi, I don't think it's gonna work that well.
Yeah.
That stuff
true,
sucks.
true. Like Wi-Fi's at hotels are the worst.
Oh,
Literally,
it's never good. It's
I don't know. Also, there is no Bluetooth on the device.
Yeah, and I know
So-
a lot of people aren't gonna like that.
What's-
No Bluetooth.
if you can't use Bluetooth, so what? You have to have a cable hooked up.
Actually,
What?
Sony has a solution to that using their PlayStation Link technology, which only works with their PlayStation Pulse Explore and Elite headsets. You can connect wirelessly, and that's gonna cost you $200 or $150.
So they're basically making a branch off of what they have already, making this entire like series of stuff that you can do. You can go out, you can play it separate from the PS4, but it only works with itself. And
Actually,
that's it.
Actually, it doesn't even
You
work
know?
with the PS4. It only works with the PS5.
And on top
So,
of that, you
like-
spend $200 for the thing, and then you get one of these PlayStation Link things
You
for
have to
either
buy a
200
PS5
for
for
another
another
$200 or another $150. So you're
That's a
nearly
lot.
buying just a whole nother PS5
Yeah.
at that point.
And you can only play with itself. That it's only compatible
Exactly.
with itself. I bet you it's only compatible with a few games too.
I
You
don't
know?
think it's no, it's compatible with probably all the games.
All games?
but
Okay.
it's not compatible with PSVR games or games that are streamed through PlayStation Plus Premium, which I think is dumb because if you guys previously were familiar, it's pretty much like Xbox Cloud Live. It's pretty much streaming games. Now, I don't understand this part. Why can't you stream games from the subscription when it's literally cloud streaming?
What's the point of even streaming it if it's going to be that low quality too? If you're running a game at 60 FPS and you're going to try and stream that, I don't think it's going to be able to stream at 60 FPS either. I think it's just going to start cracking down on quality
Although-
even more.
With like Wi-Fi 6E and pretty much new
Maybe.
Wi-Fi standards, yeah. I mean, for example, like the Quest 2 or the Quest 3, you can actually hook them up to a PC wirelessly using Wi-Fi, and it actually works decently. You can get like even 100 FPS, depending on your Wi-Fi speed, but my Wi-Fi isn't that fast, but I still get a lot of
I feel like it's not
Yeah.
going to be easy access for someone who's going about it every day. If you're just some normal person that plays games in the free time, I feel like it's not going to be that useful.
Yeah.
I feel like you
And-
got to be a constant gamer. You need to be able to have those things prepped up. Like those houses today that are still working off of Cat 3. Like
Cat 3
yeah, like those people that just are so behind
on tech.
exactly. You know, it's not going to be easy. Like, you can only get this kind of stuff out to people who are streaming and people who are playing games constantly for their lifestyle, and they're making the money to be able to buy these new things
Yeah, I
too.
feel like this is
You know?
just a cash grab. It seems like a cash grab. And for example, there's Logitech G Cloud, which is coming at $300. And it's actually a device that you can stream games from using cloud gaming. You don't need a PS5 or anything like that. Apparently has the same battery life or the actual PlayStation Portal has the same battery life as the DualSense controller. And
Even those don't work that well. Those die pretty fast.
12 hours it says that it's working. I mean, that's not a lot.
People will play games for a lot longer than 12 hours straight.
Ooh, actually, a good point for a long.
Like, imagine long ass call. Oh, sorry, my bad.
Nah,
Imagine like long call rides though, trying to play this game. You can't play because you don't have Wi-Fi. So
like, what's the point?
it's just a stalemate.
Logitech G Cloud, which is coming out at $300, actually supports services like Game Pass to stream wirelessly. So I feel like that's a much better deal. You know, I'm pretty sure, Keegan, you're like big Xbox head, man.
Yeah, I play a good amount of Xbox.
So what do you think about their live streaming platform, like in the Game Pass?
Well, obviously, they just recently changed it to where Xbox Live isn't actually really a thing anymore. It's been kind of intertwined with Game Pass. You need to have Game Pass in order to play with other people. You can still do Game Pass Core, I believe it's called, and also Game Pass Ultimate. And I don't know if there is a third one or not.
That's so insane.
You know, the Ultimate gives you stuff like EA Play, and it gives you, I think you can get more rewards points from Microsoft Rewards, which allows you to get, you know, go into little contests or whatever for
Yeah.
weird stuff. I find the rewards seem to be a little bit
I
of a
think
rip-off.
They made it a
hardly
while ago, but I don't think a lot of people know about it. Like, I remember it coming up and then pulling up on my computer. And it's like I can just get points and then
You get hardly any points. That's the problem I have.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah, I've
You
seen
get like
that,
2
yeah.
points for buying like a $10 game or something. You get like
that's
2
not
points.
worth it.
Yeah.
It's not worth it to use 100. If you're going to get 2 points for buying something for $10, and you are going to use 100 points to go into another, like, what is it, like a raffle, and then one out of the 2,000 people who are also buying into this, one of them's going to get that whatever the prize is. I don't think it's worth it.
Well, it's even
You know?
worse too because you spend 3,000 points to get a $3, say, Xbox gift card,
Yeah,
and
that's
what I mean. It's
30,000.
yeah,
like
it's
30.
pretty ridiculous in my opinion.
Actually, recently I started using the McDonald's app on the phone, and I found out that you can actually redeem stuff with points, and it's
What?
like, yeah, you can, for example,
They do give out other type of gift cards. I do know that. Yeah.
so
I do
if
remember that being a thing.
you pretty much for each purchase that you do, for example, for each dollar you get 100 points, and for 1,500 points you can redeem either an ice cream cone, a McChicken, and I'm pretty sure either like a cheeseburger or something
This
like
would
that.
be useful
free.
for something like Uber Eats. Like something that, for example, you get enough points and it's like you can get this free of delivery charge. Like stuff like that. That would be good. So then you are advertising to the people who are staying at home. And then you're saying, oh, if you want to stay at home, why not get food at home? You can get
Yeah.
delivered to you and we'll cover the delivering fee because you're doing so good at buying into the company. I think that's the way you
Yeah,
get
that would be good.
Instead of just giving out gift cards. Gift cards are good, but
Well, it's not really a gift card. You just redeem it with the points. And it's actually pretty good because I found out about it recently and I was able to order pretty much in, like, for example, ice cream cone without any charge. So you just order it, no tax, nothing. You just order it straight up.
Wow.
Okay, let's go into the next topic, which is the huge Epic Games employee layoffs. And recently, Epic Games, the creators of Fortnite, have laid off 830 employees.
do you think that has to do with that lawsuit they just got into? Because they
With
just got into a
Apple?
lawsuit. No, Fortnite got into a lawsuit with the fact that they were pushing people into buying certain skins.
Oh, yeah.
So they can hide in the dark easier during the game. And that being said, though, now they had to refund, I think it was like 600 million or something like that. It was a
It's like-
lot
yeah,
of
a lot of-
money. And
FDA. Yeah.
16% of the workforce, that I think that might have to be
16, yeah.
related. I think there's some sort of correlation with them having to pay that much money back to the people. They have to take that many people off that they're paying. You know, it's interesting though.
And pretty much, apparently, the company is divesting the music service platform Bandcamp, which I'm not familiar with, and will spin off pretty much. So they're getting rid of companies Bandcamp and Super Awesome, and Super Awesome is like a kid-safe technology company. Both of them were actually bought by Epic Games in 2022 and 2020. And
That's interesting because they bought into it when Fortnite was blowing the platform up. Like I didn't know what Epic Games was until Fortnite came out.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. And Fortnite wasn't even owned by Epic Games, you know? Like,
Yeah.
it was another bot company. I think Epic Games kind of just buys things just to sell them or to make them blow up and then sell them. And then,
Well,
you know?
technically, they actually blew up with Fortnite, then invested into their Epic Game Store.
And they got a bunch of, they got The Sims, they have,
Well, they have pretty much
so
every new
many
game,
things,
really,
too.
yeah. And they actually give out pretty good free games.
They do. They have amazing deals, honestly. I think I have GTA. I remember I got like
Yeah,
GTA,
GTA
5.
yeah,
It was
free.
online, and I got like $1 million to start off with.
Mm-hmm.
And that, I mean, when you're online, $1 million, not a lot to work with.
Yeah,
honestly.
it's not nothing, especially
But-
with all the updates now with things coming out for
I will say
5
though,
million.
it's still nice to have. You also get a
Yeah.
bunch of free things. You get to get a well house, you get a clubhouse, you get a bunker, and a few other things too. But it's only on computer. And the thing is, you can have the same email, but you can't use the same account. I think that's something I wish Rockstar did, where I was able to play in my account on the Xbox, and then I can go play on the same account on my computer.
Yeah.
You know, I wish I would be able to do that, because then I have so much more content. I wanted to make videos for a while, you know, and like show off just playing the game, but I can't do that now, you know, because you can't you can't backward compatible the user itself.
Yeah. So that's actually a good point. Some of the games they're not backward compatible with, for example, consoles. Recently, though, for example, I played Rainbow Six Siege, which actually got and transferred my data from my PS4, all my skins and stuff, to my PC because it was the same Ubisoft account. And I remember people wanted that for a while in Fortnite. At first, it wasn't pretty much a thing you could do. You could actually transfer skins from an account to an account. But then in like season, I believe it was like 4 or 5, like early on, they removed that. And actually. Reported in 2021, Fortnite have generated $9 billion in 2 years,
Wow.
and had 400 million registered users at the time. Just $9 billion in 2 years.
What is
That's
that, like a
absolutely
tenth
crazy.
of the population? What is that? Wow, 400 million.
And like
Jeez.
just imagine how
That's a lot of
big that is. Yeah, in 2 years, like $9 billion. And apparently the layoffs were announced on the next day after Epic has announced a rise in price of Fortnite in-game currency called V-Bucks. The US will see a following price increases. 1,000 V-Bucks rises from $8 to $9. 2,800 V-Bucks rises from $20 to $23, and 5,000 V-Bucks rises from $32 to $37. Also, their highest amount, 13,500, rises from $80 to $90.
I'm so happy I was able to get out of the habit of buying things for the game.
Oh yeah, I
like
bought
so
many
for
V-Bucks.
like so when the game was still a lot more popular, I would play it, and a lot of the time you could just get what the Game Pass gave you. Like, so those the Battle Pass, and then there is the Gold Teal Battle Pass, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And we always just go off the basest one, and then once we like saved up like 900 V-Bucks, we'd go and buy the Battle Pass
Yeah.
for the next season, then use those V-Bucks to buy the next Battle Pass.
Yeah.
And that's what we did for a while, and then once we stopped, we were like, we still have some V-Bucks, but it's not worth it buying it because we're not playing the game that much. And honestly, I wouldn't want to spend more money. I feel like if they're going to just change the prices on us, I
Yeah.
don't think it's worth it. I think that's
And
just.
actually, what's in
I'd be upset if I still played my
what's
Fortnite that
interesting
much.
Sorry.
You're
What's
fine.
interesting about these prices is that they're actually so these prices were decreased. So, for example, previously it was $10, it was decreased to $8, and now it's increasing to $9.
Jesus.
So it's not as much as it was like at first, like when Fortnite popped off and it was like getting a ton of revenue.
Imagine just like they're doing amazing. They have millions of users every day, and they just going up the prices in the middle of that. That would suck for them. They would not do good then. But because I think it died down, I don't think people care that much.
Also, a lot of employees who were laid off were from the team Mediatronic, which has created Fall Guys and was acquired by Epic in 2021. Those people
Wow.
have made public statements on Twitter or X. Yeah, I was kind of following Fall Guys for a bit. I had a separate YouTube channel for that, yeah, they're pretty active on Twitter, so it's kind of sad that they got laid off. Yeah.
I don't. The thing is that sucks. I didn't follow Fall Guys a ton. Was there ever like any big updates with Fall Guys? I
Yeah.
feel like it seemed like it kind of just stayed the same game.
At first,
know?
it stayed the same game because apparently it was made in Unity and you couldn't get a ton of updates through it. It was like very hard, and that's why like at first when it popped off, there were no new maps, there was nothing, and people kind of got less interested in it. Although after time, when Epic acquired Fall Guys, it was actually rebranded into being free. So at first it was
Yeah.
$20. After that it was free, and that was the huge boom and spike and pretty much.
I made the bad mistake
yeah.
of buying Fall Guys before it was free, and I was so upset by it. I did the same thing with Fortnite too. I bought Fortnite for $60, and I figured out that it was completely free.
Yeah.
I was able to get what was it? Save the World. I
Yeah,
think
Save
it
the
was.
World.
Yeah, I got that. and
That
a
was the
bunch
thing
other
you had to
stuff,
buy,
but-
but
Yeah.
the Battle Royale was free.
Yeah, I know. And I got so upset about it because I only wanted it for the Battle Royale. And then I got like the Season 2 Battle Pass completely for free, and I didn't even get to use it because it was the end of the season when I bought it.
Okay.
It was so inconvenient.
Uh-huh.
I wish I could get my $20 back now that I bought Fall Guys.
Uh-huh.
Like that'd be so much nicer.
Some guy actually gifted me Fall Guys.
Mm-hmm.
I remember I was like, it was like on Twitter or something. I was like saying, "Oh, I don't have Fall Guys," saying fun
Mm-hmm.
game when it was popping off, and some guy in the comments just like said, "Yo, send your Steam name." I sent him the Steam name. He gifted me
That's
Fall Guys
lucky.
for free. That was kind of fun. But yeah, okay. The fourth topic, which is practically, I believe, the last one we have. We have one subtopic, which is like fast. But yeah, let's start. So, Marvel Spider-Man 2 release. So today is the release date of the actual Spider-Man 2. Which is released on October 20th. And the only platform that the game is playable on is PS5, which is interesting because
It's only on PS5.
yeah, only on PS5.
Why would you? I feel like that's.
No, that's actually much better for the
It
game.
might be better. I just feel like it's difficult because then you're limiting it to only PS5. It pushes people to.
Well,
buy
yeah,
it.
they're doing
Yeah.
exclusives to where if you want to play that, go
You
buy a
have to buy it.
PS5.
And yeah, it
Xbox
sucks.
does the same thing nowadays.
They
I mean,
do
you look
do
at Halo for a long time. That was exclusive, and I think it still is.
Yeah.
to
I mean, the new
Xbox.
Halo games that come out though, they're not the same.
I mean, I think you can get them on PC, but
Yeah, I'm just thinking if it comes out with a new Halo game and there's like you can only use this on the Series X, I feel like it wouldn't matter in the first place because the Halo games they're not like they used to be.
yeah,
You know?
no, 343 did not do a good job with them. But
And apparently, I've seen actually a part of the beginning of the game. It actually looks insane. Like it's actually good.
Oh yeah, the first one was good. I liked
Yeah,
the
I
first
played the
one
first
a lot,
one.
and honestly, I'm really interested to see what they're going to be doing with Miles. I wonder if they're going to be using a lot of the actual like comic books. I want to know where they're going to be driving it
Apparently,
from, what the timeline is. You know?
It's its own story. So it's gonna be about a bunch of villains. So villain 6, I'm pretty
So
sure.
are
That's
they
what it's
making
called.
a new story?
Well, yeah, it's continuation. So the original
okay.
game was actually its own story, and now pretty much it's gonna be about Kraven the Hunter, the hunting for pretty much
Oh
Spider-Man.
yeah, because you did go up against the 6 villains in
Yeah.
the first game, but I think that would make sense. So they come back, something happens, or maybe it's a new series of them.
Hmm.
Well, it's focused on Miles.
Apparently, also it's going to feature Venom, which is going to
Yeah,
be
I see that right
yeah.
there, the Venom.
So the Venom is going to be
That might be the main character,
Mhm.
actually.
mm,
Like Kingpin is.
actually it might be
You know how like Kingpin was a big character
yeah
for the
in the
first
first
Spider-Man?
one.
Yeah.
So the actual Venom is not Teddy Brock, which is like the main guy who usually plays Venom.
Oh, okay.
It was confirmed by Insomniac. It's going to be its own character, which is going to be it. And
Is it going to be a parasite or is it going to be a human with the parasite?
it's human with a
Okay,
parasite. I'm
okay.
pretty sure.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say, imagine if they just made it the entire thing a parasite, get rid of anything else they used to
And-
do, get rid of.
And
That'd be.
so actually, you're going to be able to play as Peter Parker infected by Venom.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's gonna be one of the features. He is actually featured in a trailer. He has like the black suit and whatnot, which is like in the third movie, the original one.
This makes me think of like the opposite of GTA, where you could use like multiple characters, but like instead of doing bad
Actually-
stuff, you're doing good stuff instead.
Yeah,
You're doing-
literally, this is pretty much like GTA because you can switch between two characters, Miles
Oh,
Morales,
that's gonna be so
and
cool though.
Spider-Man.
Because now we get double the storylines, you know? Oh.
And it's seamless transitions.
Mhm.
It's like I've seen it was like 5 seconds. It's insane.
Imagine an online version of this game. Imagine an
Uh-huh.
online.
That's what actually
Like imagine just like multiple Spider-Mans flying around the city and then eventually being able to fight each other and stuff like that. I think that'd be kind of cool. It would be terrible for the game with how high quality it
Uh-huh.
is, but
I mean, that's what
That'd
some
be
people
fun.
thought. Some people thought you'd be able to actually use multiplayer or like play co-op with people. But it's technically not co-op. It was actually confirmed by Insomniac that they don't plan on it being co-op or multiplayer in the future.
I think it would be way too difficult to run it
Yeah.
if it was co-op. I just think it'd be cool seeing, like, if you were able to be like, oh my god, guys, it's the multiverse. And like the Spider-Verse, and just have a bunch of people, bunch of different characters, and they're all in the same thing, you know.
Yeah.
And like, because you see like the private servers they have on GTA, and you can see people do like mod pack showcases and stuff like that, where it's like, oh, like role play and stuff like that. You could totally do role play with the Spider-Man.
Okay, Spider-Man
games.
roleplay. Okay.
It'd be weird, but people do that kind of stuff, and
Uh-huh.
there's a lot bigger than people like would assume it to be.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I also see inside of this
Yeah.
picture you have here for the
This is
collector's edition.
the
It looks
collector's
like they
edition.
have they look kind of like the Assassin's Creed skin, like the hood and stuff like that. I'm not sure what it is, but
Oh,
the hooded Spider-Man.
I'm pretty sure
characters, and they
it's
look
a.
wicked cool.
It's called. I'm not sure what
It
it's
is.
called.
It is so cool quality
Yeah.
on the paper. It is so.
I took it from the official PlayStation website, but it was like low quality. But apparently, it's. I'm pretty sure these are comic suits. So
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So
Cool.
the standard edition is priced at $70, while the digital deluxe edition is $80. It comes with 2 suits. You can see there's the collector's edition image. And pretty much, it's priced. The collector's edition is priced at $230 USD.
That is a lot of money. It
Although some collector's editions are more.
might be worth it though. Who knows?
Yeah. We see the actual
I think I'd buy it.
PS5 on the screen. This is a separate PS5 that you can buy, and it's actually $600. And apparently you can buy the side panels, which you can see kind of on the screen, for $65 each,
How
or
much
not
is the
each, but
PS5 now?
both of them. Huh?
How much is the PS5 as is? Like,
I'm pretty sure
Probably $500.
$400 for like without disc, and $500 with a disc. Like
okay.
yeah, and
That's the other one I was just looking at. You see the hooded
Yeah.
characters? Yeah.
on the
That
top
looks,
right.
They look cool. I like the way they look. I think that's the one thing I liked so much about the first one. Was
This-
just the availability to just swap who you look
yeah,
like.
skins.
Oh yeah, the skin.
The statue itself looks insane too. The Venom. And
Oh, yeah.
because
19 inches.
19. Oh, that's like that big. Of just a character. That'd be
Yeah.
so cool. Let's have that in like a display cabinet in the background.
And I kind of like that they're going with this route because, for example, a lot of modern day games, they just skip disc versions and they skip the actual collector's editions. Although, for example, although Xbox goes more into like digital, but for example, Starfield it released with a collector's
Yeah,
edition.
it
I'm
did.
pretty sure, and it was actually pretty cool. It was like a watch.
Yeah, you get like a watch. I believe you got a controller. I think maybe some other stuff, but I don't really remember.
And the watch actually, I'm pretty sure it's synced with the game, so you
It
could
is, yeah.
actually see your stats from Starfield on the actual watch. Although it's kind of cool, but it's not really useful.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
'cause
think
you,
you
just,
wouldn't
you could
wear
just open your inventory or whatever on the game and just look at your stats right
You
there.
wanna know what I'm thinking? If you had a watch where you could see like real life in-game stuff, dude, Fallout. Like any Fallout game, if you had like an actual like Pip-Boy device where you could see how you look, put it on the side of your monitor while you play, you get to see the status of your play. I think that'd be kind
But
of
when
cool.
Fallout 4 came out, they had a Pip-Boy app,
Yeah.
which would allow you to see your entire inventory through your phone.
That's so useful. I wish I would like knew about that. You know,
I'm pretty sure
I didn't like.
they
force
had
that.
like for their collector's edition, they had a Pitbull. Yeah, 10 minutes. Okay, so let's get fast. The actual
That's the last one. So.
yeah, there's a separate controller that you can buy
Yeah, I see
for
that down there.
$80. It comes with the console. I heard the reviews for the controller were actually good, but the reviews for panels were like 3 stars. You know what I'm saying?
I think it looks pretty cool, though. I'm not
Yeah, it
gonna
looks
lie.
pretty cool.
It's
But
not
the
bad.
back side of the actual console is fully black, so it's
Oh.
like yeah.
I wish that if they at least did the same design on both sides, or maybe they do like a blue design where it's like half of it's like Miles Morales and the other one's Peter Parker.
Actually, that would be cool. Yeah.
that would make sense because
Yeah.
you can play both characters, you know.
Because Miles Morales, he has like powers of electricity or whatever.
Or
It's
you
not-
had it like being like infected by venom or something like that. Like you had a parasite kind of thing.
That's what it
taking
is.
over it.
Literally, it's
Yeah.
red getting infected by
Yeah,
venom.
I think if you look in the inside, too, you see blue almost what it looks like in the inside.
Oh, actually, yeah, that's
That
true.
might be the light.
Yeah, that's the lighting on the actual PS5, but it
Oh, okay.
looks it fits the scene.
It does,
It
yeah.
does match it though, you know.
Okay, let's see what's up.
I
So,
was a big plus when it comes to Spider-Man.
uh-huh.
I used to like him a lot.
The game features 2 characters which you can seamlessly transition between Peter Parker and Miles Morales, but there's no co-op or multiplayer, which people thought would possibly be a thing. As Insomnia Games have said, they have no plans on adding multiplayer to a game. We kind of talked about that a bit. The story revolves a lot around symbiote that Peter got, as well as different villains such as Kraven the Hunter, Lizard, Sandman, and Venom. So there are going to be a ton of different.
I want to see how they're going to make Sandman, because I feel like I've seen Sandman in so many
Actually-
different ways in the past few movies. You know,
Yeah.
like the first one. The first
first
one looked
movie.
like it was just like the guy. I think they did have a version where he went like massive, but then even in the newer one, I think it was.
It was what is it called?
Fall from Home.
Mysterio.
It was Far From Home when he was
Yeah.
outside of the country and he had to fight Sandman. And
It wasn't really Sandman, but
Yeah.
it was like kind of knockoff.
exactly, it was interesting. I'm interested how they're going to render him. You know, if they're going to make him this massive character
Yeah.
you have to fight that's like the size of like 5 buildings. You know, if he's like,
Actually, I seen so the first mission revolves around fighting Sandman. It's actually insane.
interesting.
Yeah, it's a tutorial, but it's like so good. You should
So
you guys should look.
Sandman
Yeah.
is the kingpin of this game then. So you start
Although,
off fighting him.
I'm not sure if he's gonna be the main character. I'm pretty sure the main villain is gonna be either the Craven or Venom.
Probably better.
Probably would make the most sense for it.
Yeah, but the Sandman fight, it was insane. Okay, let's see. So the scores for Marvel Spider-Man 2 got 91 on Metacritic
Oh, wow.
with 122 reviewers. 8 out of 10 by IGN, 91% by 96 votes on OpenCritic, and 8 on GameSpot. The first part had 87 based on 129 critics on Metacritic. So Metacritic actually rated it better than pretty much every other rating. You know what I'm saying?
They're all still rated very good, though.
Although people are complaining about the ratings, and I feel like,
I think the critics are flawed.
Yeah.
I think sometimes
I
they make opinions just to make them.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, that is true.
91% Metacritic is really good though, because like Metacritic is actually like a like good source of
Yeah.
like actually finding like good games and stuff. And that's pretty much it for Spider-Man. Although we have a secret subtopic. So our secret subtopic is that Minecraft crosses 300 million copies sold as it approaches the 15th anniversary celebration. So 300 million.
I wonder if they're gonna hold a celebration for that or
dude,
anything, like
well,
some big
'cause
event or
they
something.
did when they did the 10-year anniversary, they did a few things, but like I remember being a kid playing Minecraft
Yeah.
when the Xbox 360 came out. It was
Oh,
like
God,
20
yeah.
bucks a disc. I went and bought it, dude. I played it so much. I love Minecraft so much. There's so much to do with it, but
So many
15
people
years?
do, too.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
so insane.
Although apparently there is still no version for PS5 or Xbox Series X specifically.
I mean, they have the cross-platform ones, and it's because
Yeah.
backwards compatible, so it works the
But
same way.
it's like,
But it's nothing special.
yeah, it's
Other
nothing
than like the
special.
RTX, but the
There's no
Xbox,
RTX. It's like it was
there
actually
is. You gotta
no,
buy it. You gotta buy.
no, it's
that- I thought it was
actually a
called?
gimmick. They only introduced it in, I believe, 5 years ago to showcase
Yeah.
what the RTX had capable
It
of.
was right when they did the new update. Is
Yeah.
when they did that. Yeah.
And after that, there were no news about that.
What?
Yeah, I was
I
sad
remember
about
seeing
that.
inside the store, and I was like, "Oh, that'd be wicked cool."
And
You know, because it was always just a big thing getting like shaders done. So the RTX does that for you. You know.
yeah. And actually, in comparison to Minecraft 300 million copies sold, GTA 5 comes in second at like all time with 185 million copies sold.
Is
So,
that today?
it's pretty much
Or by,
yeah,
like
pretty
this
much.
year
It's
so far?
yeah, it's like recent. So like compared it,
That's insane.
300 million and 185 million. That's like twice.
So I'm pretty sure when GTA first came out, I don't know exactly how many copies they sold, but I'm pretty sure it was a ridiculous amount
was
of copies
insane.
sold on like the first day of it
I
coming
think
out.
I think the GTA 6, bro, it's gonna beat like all records for the
I feel
actual.
like we're still gonna have to wait a
first-
little while for that
yeah.
though.
So yeah, that's pretty much everything we have for today. Thank you everyone who is watching this beautiful Vladcast first episode. I appreciate all of you guys, who are sitting through it. Me, Keegan, Phoenix. You know what I'm saying?
It was a pleasure.
Yeah, actually, I think, you know what? I think it came out pretty well. I think we have a good amount of things to talk about, especially with just like, I feel like there's a lot more things on this that we can even expand on the next time too. And there's always constant stuff going on when it comes to gaming, and
Oh,
even
God,
if it's not gaming, there's the IT stuff too.
Even like the
you know?
technology side of things, things are always advancing.
Like the fact that, like, for example, the graphics card, $300 that used to be like 3,000.
yeah,
you
40,
know?
60 right now.
It's insane.
$300. But yeah, Vladcast is broadcasted every other Friday at 12 p.m. EST. So come in the next other Friday at 12 p.m. EST. You guys are going to see me. We're going to see maybe we have Phoenix and Keegan return.
Maybe.
You know what I'm saying? Depends on how you guys perceive it. Make sure to subscribe if you're on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, see you later, guys. Peace out. Bye-bye.